メジャー翻訳速報。
今夜はワールドシリーズチャンピオンのリング授与式、素晴らしい瞬間をお届けします。山本由伸は自己最多10奪三振の快投、大谷翔平の走塁センスも光りました。諦めない心で戦い抜くドジャースの姿に心を打たれました。この動画が面白いと思っていただけましたら、チャンネル登録、高評価お願いいたします。
Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. John Hartung here alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garciaparra. He's just shaking his head. He's laughing. I'm laughing because this team, it's an absolute joke. On a night that we get to celebrate these guys, the 2024 World Series champions, with a beautiful ring ceremony, Jerry. They showed that heart of a champion once again tonight, coming back in this game, down 5-3 in the 10th. And Mookie Betts, who was so sick for 16 days, losing 18 pounds, hits not one, but 2 home runs tonight, Jerry, including that walk-off blast.
About 4 or 5 days ago, some guy who's an analyst, I won't name his name, it rhymes with Gary Hairston, said that Mookie Betts needs to take a week off, 10 days or so, to get his weight back. He can't play at 160. Boy, did he shut me up. Mookie Betts coming up clutch once again. Epic night. You talked about it, John. The ring ceremony before. Then throughout the game, Jay Flair was dealing. Jay Flair was flat out dealing. Dodgers continue to chip away. Freddie Freeman, 2-run Bob. Give credit to the Detroit Tigers. They did not go away. Detroit Tigers are a good up-and-coming team. They're a playoff team. Mookie Betts, Mookie Magic, incredible.
You know, before the game with that ring ceremony, I mean, Dodger Stadium, the crowd was so loud for each and every player that was announced coming up and to get their ring. And they are just as loud right now when they close out this game. The way they ended up persevering, the way they always believed. We've seen this in the past. We saw it last year in their championship season where they're saying, listen, we are not out to the very last out. We are always in this game, and they did it again. They found a way to battle. I mean, little things. When I look at that last inning, Will Smith going first to third on that base hit, it really changes the whole dynamic of that at-bat if you're Mookie Betts, because you're looking for a ball, only a ball to get in the air. The other thing it does with a guy like Briscoe who has some movement, it forces him to get that ball up. Little things like that really matter, and then they come through.
Man, here's the thing. These guys continue to put great at-bat after great at-bat late in ball games. That was not a bad pitch. That pitch was nasty, but Mookie Betts is so talented. He was able to get the barrel out front, drive it out of the ballpark. But again, special players make special plays. Mookie's one of them.
We already heard our first Mookie chants behind us just moments ago. Mookie's 4th walk-off winner as a member of the Dodgers, but this one, a walk-off 3-run home run, and he's standing by right now with Kirsten Watson.
Mookie, when you have a performance like tonight, 2 home runs, of course, there's a lot of talk this week, but you have shown that you are feeling stronger than ever. Talk about those 2 home runs.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm just really proud of myself for just battling, man. You know, just really battling and getting back out here to help these boys that have helped me so much. And I'm just happy to contribute.
Just what did it mean to you to be back on this field? You kind of hit on it right there, just how hard you have worked. But then to see these moments, just how special is this for you personally?
It's super special. I mean, I learned a lot about myself, you know, through this sickness and whatnot, and nothing's gonna hold me down, man. And again, I just want to do what it takes to win another ring.
It wasn't just the offense, the pitching today. Yoshinobu, 10 strikeouts. How remarkable was his performance?
That was really fun to watch. I mean, he gave up two solo homers, and anytime he goes out and does something like that, that always gives us a chance to win. And the rest of the guys, you know, it was a little bumpy, but they did what they needed to do.
But to fight and come back in this one, to play from behind, what does it say about a team so early in the season for you guys to be doing what you're doing in a performance like today?
You know, we had a ring ceremony for a reason, and I think games like today showed why we got it.
All right, Mookie, congratulations on this one, the walk-off, all of it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just marvel at that man and what he's been able to do since coming back, Nomar, because as Jerry mentioned, we talked about it during that freeway series. When you lose that much weight in a short amount of time, you're obviously not as strong as you would normally be. They were talking about his bat speed and getting that up And here he is, his last 2 at-bats of this game tonight, in his second game of the season after everything he's been through, and he hits home runs in each of his last 2 at-bats.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about Zono. I remember when Jerry said that, I was like, I agree. You have the time. If you're going to take time, do it early in the season to try to get that strength and that weight back up, especially we were talking about playing shortstop, you know, because over the course of the year, they're demanding of that position. But make no mistake, Mookie Betts can barrel the ball up, you know. He is super strong. We know that as well. And coming through in the clutch, puts that great swing over there in the 8th inning. And it was just, he battled that at bat. He recognized, listen, I have a guy over there at third base, less than 2 outs. I have to find a way to put that ball in play. I have to do something. I cannot swing and miss. He battled, followed down some tough pitches, and he gets a pitch he can handle, and he just drives it out of the ballpark.
That wasn't a bad pitch. I know Brisky's going back right now, looking at the video, and be like, are you kidding me? How did he drive that ball out of the ballpark? That was not a bad pitch. But once again, this is why when I was kind of pleading with Mookie, I go, Mookie, we want to make sure your weight is up. Take some time because we know how valuable he is. He's top 5 player in all of baseball, one of the best athletes in all of sports. So that's why we wanted to make sure he was completely healthy. But there's a reason why a Mookie Betts, guy with Nomar Garciaparra when he was in his prime, these guys say, you know what? You're telling me I can't do something? I'm going to will myself to do something. That Mamba mentality, Mookie has it. And that's why he's so special, man. He's about 160 pounds right now. He's not even at his max strength, but he finds a way to barrel baseballs and make something happen.
He broke a 2-all tie in the 8th inning. He breaks a 5-all tie in the 10th with a walk-off 3-run home run. What a great start to this 2025 season. Let's head back upstairs. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser.
Man, they just make you shake your head and smile and laugh, and like they find a way to stun you in an amazing way many nights.
Yeah, I mean, you think about scoring from the 8th inning on, you don't think about the 10th, and coming from 2 runs down and winning, but this was the team that did it all last year, and they're still doing it. It's like the magic continues.
2 home runs from Mookie Betts, who 2 days ago couldn't keep any food down. It dropped 20 pounds. He told Kirsten after the game that he's really proud of this, and he should be.
Yeah, you know what? You find the depths of your soul when you're 15, 17 pounds down. You don't have that much weight to lose, and you're losing your bat speed, but you want to be out there. You lose the trip to Tokyo, you come home early, you finally get some feeling good, and you know what? The cage work, the strength and conditioning work, the just rest, it really paid off for him tonight.
The Dodgers have started this season 4-0. They get a walk-off win tonight.
And high drama for each of the first 2 games of this series against the Detroit Tigers. The Dodgers walk off Detroit tonight. Let's head back inside and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts, with the media.
So what were you doing when you were 8 years old and the last time the Dodgers started going on?
Is that right? 8 years old, man. Is that true, huh? 8 years old, 3rd grade in North Carolina. Man, that's hard to believe that it's been that long since we started out 4-0. Tonight was a crazy night. I thought, looking back, I thought Yamamoto threw the heck out of the baseball. Just got the pitch count up, 90 pitches through 5 innings. I didn't want to push him anymore at that point in time. But a lot of punch outs. Gave up the homer, and then the other homer off of Torres. That ball was a good 2-seamer in off the plate, so it wasn't a bad pitch. It just took a good swing. So overall, Yamamoto threw the ball really well. Some stuff with the relievers. Obviously, we got to clean some stuff up, but Kirby Yates was great. I still thought Louis Garcia threw the ball well, and Tanner's just working through some things. He'll be fine. And shoot, can't say enough about Mookie and the offense, and they just kept persevering. I think we got no hit through 5 innings, maybe something like that. But we persevered.
Considering where he was at physically just a few days ago, do you think it would be physically possible if we could get a 2-over game second game of the season?
That was not on my bingo card. He just does some special things, and he's obviously a tremendous ball player, and he took some big at-bats tonight.
I think you've said in the past you're not surprised by Mookie, but I mean, even with kind of considering everything, does this surprise you what he did today?
It did. It did. Just given what he's been under the last couple weeks, and still to go out there and be ready and not be 100% and still give us everything he has, coming up huge. I can't say enough about Mookie and just being able to post. And he won a ball game for us tonight.
When you go through the ring ceremony before the game, obviously it became kind of an emotional game. Does that just kind of add to it tonight?
It did. And I thought our guys did a really nice job of sort of compartmentalizing that part of it, the festivities, and still get ready to play. And Jack pitched a heck of a ball game, and he kept us at bay. And fortunately, we got a big hit from Freddie. It was huge, gave us some life. But yeah, I mean, it was just what a way to cap off the first 2 days of celebrations.
Where did you see the tag on
the leg, on the foot. And great relay by Teo. Tommy made that great throw. Austin made a great tag to stay with the play. And then Tommy, that play earlier off of, I think, maybe Baez's bat, something like that. Just a really heck of a play there. Just a very good fundamental play.
Did you see him stumbling around there?
I did. I saw it on the replay because I thought for sure it was going to be because we had Teo in the gap, and I thought Margot was going to be able to score from first.
There were a lot of reminders of the 2024 season today, but the way that your team fought back in the 10th inning, how much did that remind you of last year's game?
It's kind of a hallmark of our ball club. We play 9 innings and we play 10 innings tonight, but we just don't quit. We keep going, and as bleak as it might look at times, we keep competing and putting at bats together. And even the play that Conforto couldn't make in that top half of the inning comes back and gets behind with 2 strikes and finds a way to find some outfield grass for a double to extend the inning. So those are things that we do.
Oh, Jerry, what do you always say? It's always a scene at Club Ravine, and on a Friday night after a walk-off win, this place is electric, and they're even chanting your name. What's up with that?
They need to be chanting Mookie. That's what they need to be chanting, but they want to be on TV. They think if they chant Jerry, Jerry, like we're at the Jerry Springer show, that they get a chance to be on TV. But again, start of the game. Ring ceremony, that was epic. Great pitchers duel. Jay Flair, Yamamoto. We battled back. Tigers battled back. Great baseball game. But Mookie Betts was special.
Let's go to that bottom of the 10th inning, Nomar, because this was special here. First of all, it's Michael Conforto getting started. One of the guys who didn't get a ring tonight, followed by a bunch of guys that did get rings.
Dave Roberts touched on it. Michael Conforto, he goes out there and he really tries to make a great defensive play when he lays out there in left field, and then 2 runs end up scoring, especially when you have a guy starting off at second base. But then he comes through, puts the ball in play, knocks in a run, and then you have quality at bat after quality at bat. And we talked about it as well with Will Smith coming off the bench and going first to third, which also sets up this big play right there. Quality in at bat, little things that matter, and they are coming through once again.
You talked about Michael Conforto. That was a great at bat. He kept battling, 2-strike approach, going the other way, puts the ball in play, double. Now we got action. Will Smith, clutch base hit, then Shohei Ohtani, great base run, and then we just saw Mookie Betts, walk-off winner, great at-bats all around.
Well, tonight we saw Yoshinobu Yamamoto's second start of the season, Jerry. Hit a couple balls that were hit out of the ballpark off him, but he also had a career-high 10 strikeouts in this game.
The stuff was there. Now, obviously, the great movement on that fastball, the split was nasty at times, but I mentioned earlier, this Tiger team is a tough team. They got really good pitching, a really good bullpen as well, and they are tough outs. They found a way to get a couple runs off of Yamamoto, but all in all, I really was pleased with Yamamoto's movement on the fastball. Outstanding split as well.
Yeah, we always talk about if you're going to give up a home run, have solo shots be the home run, but at the same time, he still settled down. We talk about minimize the damage. He didn't let those innings get away from him, especially when I look at that 3rd inning when you have a leadoff home run. He comes back, puts up a 0, and the Dodgers offense come back in that game.
All right, let's hear from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Right now, he is inside talking with the media.
Yoshinobu, first the ring ceremony, then you have a spectacular outing on the mound. Just how would you describe the performance today and how you felt out there?
今日、リングセレモニー、チャンピオンリングのセレモニーがあって、でその後投げて、素晴らしいピッチングでしたけど、ご自身ではどう評価されますか？
ホームラン2本、打たれたのと、 そうです、もうちょっといいピッチングできたかなという感覚はありましたけど、とにかく今日の試合を勝てたっていうのは、すごく良かったと思います。
Even though I gave up on the 2 home runs, but at the end, because winning a game like this was big, and that was great.
We didn't get to see your reaction to the ring because you were warming up, but I'm imagining you've seen it now. What is your reaction, and how special is it to now receive this?
今日試合中そのセレモニーがある中でウォーミングアップしてたということで、山本さんのそのリングに対するそのリアクションというのは見えなかった、反応というのは見れなかったんですけど、ご自身で実際受け取られてどうですか？
試合前のセレモニーも、すごい歓声でしたし、登板が終わって、ロッカーに戻るとリングが置いてあったので、すごく嬉しかったです。
During, because even though I was doing a warm up during the ceremony, but I felt that I heard it like a really loud crowd, and then when I came out of the game and I came back to the locker room, they set up the box of a ring, and then that was very beautiful.
Yoshinobu, 8 of your strikeouts tonight come via that splitter, 10 strikeouts via the splitter so far this season. What's allowed that pitch to be more effective for you this year, even more than last year?
今日スプリットが良くて、10奪三振あったんですけども、今年そのスプリットがどういうふうに効果的にピッチングに使われてくるでしょうか？
コントロールの面だったり、その落ち幅だったり、そういったところに、自信を持って投げ込めているので、それがいい結果につながっているかなと思いますし、多少カウントが悪くなっても、しっかりと、腕を振って投げれているので、今年は、去年と比べるとスプリットがすごく、自信を持って投げれているかなという感じです。
So far at this point, I feel like I'm being able to throw on my splitter with conviction, and then even though because when I fell behind, because I can do that, and then I think it's going to be a very effective pitch for this year.
Here's what's ahead on the Dodgers calendar tomorrow night. Oral Hershiser jersey giveaway night with Roki Sasaki on the mound. A rare Sunday off day before the Atlanta Braves will be here. Tyler Glasnow starts Monday, Dustin May on Tuesday. An unusual 5:38 p.m. start time Wednesday on Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night. All of those games right here on Sportsnet LA. First road trip of the season begins Friday in Philadelphia. Carl's Jr. moment of the game. Jerry, it's Mookie Betts, of course it is, with the walk-off 3-run bomb in the 10th.
And Mookie, can't you see? Yes, that swing right there always hypnotizes me. Mookie, walk-off in a big way.
Got the fans all excited to end Game 2 of the home schedule. Dodgers 4-0 on the young season as the fans are now enjoying the drone show, the first one of 2025, right above our heads here at Dodger Stadium. What an incredible evening it has been, and a great way to open up this 2025 season. The Dodgers get it done. And let's get to the highlights in case you missed what was another really fun baseball game at Dodger Stadium. Nomar, it starts with the guys getting those World Series championship rings.
And we were talking about before the game, the Dodgers, they do it right. What a tremendous ceremony. The way they received their rings, the crowd, the introductions to all
Anderson
of them.
Too was awesome.
Oh, it was incredible.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he didn't get to take part in that ceremony. He was warming up on the bullpen. He came out and strikes out Spencer Torkelson.
What did Shooter McGavin say back in the day? Yeah, I was too busy winning. And that's what he was doing right there. Outstanding movement for Yamamoto.
A couple punch-outs getting Colt Keith there. Top two, Zach McKinstry, Nomar, and it's another splitter and a strikeout.
I mean, we talk about fastball command. When you establish the fastball command, it makes that split finger that much more potent, and boy, it was nasty today.
Dylan Dingler, that's fun to say. Although this wasn't fun, Jerry. That's a solo home run, make it 1-0.
Yeah, that's a mistake. That's a split 1-2 pitch. They wanted it down. If you see it right here, it stays middle of the plate. He does not miss it, but it's a solo home run.
Very next hitter, though, Yamamoto bounces back and gets Trey Sweeney.
Good job to get that breaking pitch right underneath the hands and have him swing over the top.
So another strikeout. Yamamoto had the wipeout stuff working tonight, and he gets Ryan Kreidler.
Yeah, when that split is on, obviously it's got great depth. Looks like a fastball to the hand, darts out of the zone.
Top of the third, Gleyber Torres was with the Yanks last year in the World Series, and here he is with the Tigers going deep.
That was impressive because that ball was really coming in off of the plate. And you say it was a ball. Watch where this ball ends up. I mean, it's going on the inner half. If he finds a way to open up and get the barrel to that, I think he might have hurt himself on that swing as well as he was rounding the bases because how he had to clear those hips.
2 on, 2 out for old friend Zach McKinstry. Grounds out to Freddie Freeman to end it. We go to the bottom of the third. Jack Flaherty, old friend, he's going to pick up his World Series ring tomorrow. And tonight, Jerry, he was dealing.
Yeah, he was. Jay Flaherty, when he's on, he's got command of all pitches. Great fastball in and out of the zone. Here, a really good breaking ball to get Conforto.
Strikes out the side here in the third. That's Andy Pages, punched out outside corner.
Great location with that fastball. I mean, when you're a hitter, you're going, okay, do I look for the breaking ball? Do I look for the fastball in? And then he dots it on the outer half, and then he just challenges you right there.
Going to the fourth inning, back to Yamamoto. A little bit of revenge against Dinglers. He gets him looking this time.
Good job with the fastball, outer third, right on the black, freezes it. Great pitch.
Then with 2 down, it's Kreidler. Bookend K's in the fourth.
Nasty split there.
Top 5 after a leadoff walk. Yamamoto gets Kerry Carpenter.
Man, just the movement. I mean, it's one thing, you know, as a hitter, you're going, okay, if he has a split finger, I'm just going to look for it to drop down. But then you have some movement where it's just going away, tailing away, or in on a right-handed. I mean, and then he has a breaking ball that breaks the other way. I mean, you're really just looking and saying, gosh, I hope I guessed correctly on some of these pitches.
Riley Green strikes out, and then Torkelson looking. That is the 10th strikeout for Yoshi, a new career high. Bottom 5, Tommy Edman. 1 on, 1 out. That's a base hit.
Good job just putting a barrel on the baseball, or at least enough of the barrel. Little flare there. You got first and second, 1 out. 2-strike approach.
Saw Gleyber Torres trying to deke Teo.
Yeah, he did a good job. I mean, this is the first hit for the Dodgers. And there's the ball on the inner half. You know, the right fielder just kind of comes up throwing. He might have had a chance at a force out at second base.
Kirby Yates here in the 7th inning.
You know, it's amazing. Kirby obviously runs that fastball at 95, 96. This is a combio. I mean, Bugs Bunny pitch. Nasty.
2 down, Javi Baez swinging to end the inning as Yates gets them in order. Top of the 8th, Alex Vesia takes over. It's Manuel Margot. That's called strike 3.
Vesia, I love his fire. And do we expect anything less? You got a tight ball game. It's 2-2 in the 8th. He comes in, he's pounding the zone, and he is fired up.
There's a double off the bat of Torkelson. We apologize, Freddie. We didn't mean to leave out your 2-run bomb, by the way. Bases loaded
that was
after
my called shot
back-to-back walks. That's why we left it out. Dingler strikes out to end the inning. A huge spot there. Vesia gets out of a bases-loaded mess.
You know, obviously there was a jam there, but Vesia finds a way to get out of it. Great job. Always showing the emotion.
Bottom 8's Will Vest pitching, and Mookie. First home run of the year gives the Dodgers a 3-2 lead.
I mean, a 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the inner half. He does an excellent job getting the barrel to that ball. You know, this is what you're thinking. Also, they're going, listen, if we can get that 1 run, we got a tight game. You're thinking, okay, we get a go-ahead. We can close this game out. Mookie Betts supplies that run, driving it out of the ballpark.
3-2 Dodgers. Taking that lead to the 9th inning, and Tanner Scott, one of their big offseason acquisitions, trying to get the save. 1 on, 1 out, though, for Kreidler. Hot shot, or 1 on, nobody out. And how about the play, Nomar, by Tommy Edman at second?
What incredible play. You know, Max Muncy knocking this ball down. It was a hot shot over there, but Tommy Edman picking it. And then this play is incredible. Going on the other side of second base, the shortstop side, sliding. And look at the quick release that he has after he slides with this one. As he's going, as he's popping up, just releases it. Good throw, gets the out. Tremendous play.
Tigers were 0 for 19 in the series with runners in scoring position until Margot ties it with 2 outs.
Newly acquired Margot. Obviously, is a pro's pro. Gets the barrel on the baseball right there. and obviously the Tigers are in business. Tie ball game.
Dodgers never get to extras, Nomar, if not for the third great play by Tommy Edman in this inning. This relay throw to get Margot, and a great tag by Austin Barnes.
Well, Teoscar getting that ball in, and then Tommy Edman staying with this ball, and then a strong throw to home plate. He is called safe originally. Austin Barnes staying with it as well. We'll see right here. He gets his foot. The question was the hand in there? There was a lot. It was a tough call here.
Incredible tag.
But there had to be something they saw in order to say, hey, we overturned this.
Got the shoelace right there before he touched the plate.
First extra innings game of the year. 10th inning. Luis Garcia pitching. First and third. 2 outs. And Dingler, a shot to left. Michael Conforto.
Michael Conforto did the exact thing you want to see a left fielder do. You got to go and try to make that play. Just barely misses it. Give credit to the Tigers. They kept battling all night. They take a 5-3 lead.
But you know the Dodgers are going to answer right back. Conforto begins it by shooting one the other way that's just going to get down and hop into the seats.
I mean, that feels so good because you're thinking, man, that ball that I dove for has cost us a couple runs. You're thinking it's going to cost this game, and you got to stay within yourself, say, I got to come through here, and that's exactly what Conforto did.
Will Smith, 30th birthday, didn't start, but boy, he came through huge off the bench.
Great job by manager Dave Roberts using one of his studs to come off the bench, and Will Smith comes up huge right there to tie the ball game up. Will Smith getting jiggy with it.
So it's 5-5. Shohei follows. That one gets through the hole.
And then I think this was really big by Will Smith, you know, not taking anything for granted, but going first to third on that ball right there. It really changes the whole next at-bat, especially with a guy who has a ball that really goes down in the zone.
Mookie Betts homered in his last at-bat, Jerry, and he homers again. A sac fly would have been just enough, but that is over the wall. 3-run shot.
A 3-2 pitch, off speed, split, down in the zone. Mookie able to use his hands. Look at the bat head. Get through the zone, short and explosive. 3-run bomb. Mookie Betts to walk him off.
What an incredible finish on World Series ring ceremony night. They walk off the Tigers 8-5 in 10. Improving to 4-0 on the young season. Luis Garcia credited with the win. Yoshi went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, career high 10 strikeouts. Freddie Freeman 1 for 4 with his first home run, 2 RBIs. Mookie Betts 3 for 5 with his first 2 home runs of the year. 4 runs batted in. Yes, the Dodgers are 4-0 for the Arco top-tier stat line. Nomar, it's Yoshinobu Yamamoto's pitching line tonight. He gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. Couple of solo homers, but you see the career high 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, he did give up a couple of runs. As we mentioned, if you're going to give him home runs, make them solo shots, but at the same time, he did have the swing and miss stuff working and got this career high 10K. He kept this team in the ball game. You know, the Dodgers figured out a way to finally just get a couple runs because Flaherty on the other side was dealing, but Yamamoto, not a bad outing today.
All right, Dodgers get the walk-off win over the Detroit Tigers. Let's head inside the clubhouse and hear from Austin Barnes with the media.
Austin, just starting with Yoshinobu, for him to have 10 strikeouts in his performance today, it's obviously very early in the season. Just to see where his stuff is at, how impressive is it right now?
Yeah, you know, he's a great pitcher. I thought he moved the ball around pretty good. He started crowding some of the lefties and threw some good 2-seamers into the righties. Yeah, besides the 2 homers, I thought he threw the ball really well. A lot of punch outs. You know, it's hard to be efficient when you're striking out 10 guys in 5. So, yeah, I thought he pitched good, and I thought the bullpen came in and threw the ball well too.
When you look at kind of where that splitter is this year compared to last year, just how has it evolved at this level?
I think his splitter's pretty similar. I think it's just his confidence and he's doing some other things there now. I think that, you know, open up the split finger a little bit. Just kind of crowding people a little bit more, you know, going in a little bit, so makes him a little quick in the split finger plays. And you know, besides that one, he kind of left up, and we were kind of blowing fastballs by him. So yeah, I thought he did the ball pretty well.
Just how enjoyable has this week been? Like, even going back to Japan with the way you guys started on the field, all the ceremonies off of it, like how much has that added to just kind of the kind of start to the season you guys have done?
Yeah, it's a great thing to be a Dodger. You know, it's you know, a lot of cool things happen. You know, play a lot of cool games, go to Tokyo, get some rings, opening day. You know, so they do things right here, and we got to do our job and go out there and win games. And obviously for a fan, we have a great fan base who helps makes this all possible. So it's been a great little week, and got to keep going.
Great win tonight for the Dodgers. Walk-off winner courtesy of Mookie Betts, who did not play in the first 2 games in Japan. The other star who didn't play those first 2 games was Freddie Freeman because of rib discomfort. And Freddie, see, we didn't forget about you in a 2-run home run. It's just that Jerry called his shot, and he called Freddie tonight, and he went deep, that 2-run shot.
Yeah, John, you know what? You guys got on me for picking Shohei the first 2 times I was 2-0. I went with a guy who hadn't had a hit all season long. Fab Five Freddie. I said he was going to come through. We're going to go access 360 and break down his home run. Obviously, Freddie Freeman is clutch. We've seen him do it in the World Series. We see him do it right here. A slider, first pitch swinging, rocket over the left center field wall to tie up the ball game. Jay Flair was rolling. He was dealing on this night, so Freddie went up there looking for something in the middle of the plate. He gets it, look at head down on contact, squares the ball up, barrel release, picture perfect swing staying inside the ball. The ideal launch angle at 26 degrees, especially when it's a little cold out. Exit velo about 106 miles an hour. But once again, Freddie Freeman, outstanding job staying within himself, hitting through the baseball.
You know what's impressive is a lot of times if you're going to go swinging at the first pitcher, you're feeling like, hey, I'm going to ambush this pitcher. A lot of times you're thinking maybe I'm going to pull the ball. You're really kind of pulling it off. You're saying I'm going to give it all and try to drive it out on the pull side. But Freddie Freeman does that. Even though he's swinging at the first pitch, it's all a matter of a good approach, staying on the ball and staying through it. He drives that to left center rather than pulling off and staying with it. That was key to really hitting that breaking ball.
And we were at the dugout club, John, and Freddie Freeman walked up to the plate. What did I tell you before that pitch?
He called his shot, first of all, in the pregame show, and then before the pitch, he called his shot again. He said, this is the one where it's going to happen, and it did. So,
John,
credit to you.
Just listen to me.
I'm always willing to tell you and credit you when you do a good job. That was excellent.
Thank you.
All right, Dodgers excellent tonight. Great start to the season. Well, the Dodgers had 16 strikeouts tonight. You know what that means. Yes, even in the new year, you can celebrate tomorrow by going to Jack in the Box. Get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink. You know how the game goes. You only need 7 strikeouts. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he had more than that just by himself. Career high 10 punch-outs, of course. This was all about the walk-off winner, Nomar Mookie Betts. He hit that home run in the 8th inning, and then in the 10th inning, he did it again.
Yeah, he did. And you were talking about the strikeouts. We should get 2 Jumbo Jacks.
Absolutely.
Strikeouts. And usually when we go to the K-Zone, we're talking about the pitching. But we're going to go to the K-Zone and watch Mookie Betts at bat and the quality of bat that it was. You're facing a guy like Bo Brisky, who has some nasty stuff. He's got a good fastball, good off-speed pitch that falls off the table. There's a perfect example. You get the swing and miss. Now you're down 0-1. Then you get the fastball in. He's showing you, gets you off the plate, and then he comes back with that nasty off-speed pitch that gets you swinging down. Now you got a battle. You lay off this pitch. Great job by Mookie Betts. You get it to 2-2, and then you get that ball up and in, that fastball getting you off the plate. You tell yourself, even if it's up and in, I'm going to stay on this ball. He does. He fights off a really good breaking pitch, stays alive, and now you get that fastball. All right, you foul it off, and now you're going, what am I going to get, off speed or fastball? No, he gets the off speed that's really dropping out of the zone, and he still stays on it. His timing, his swing path, and the power to drive it out of the ballpark for the walk-off.
I could see why the Tigers are so high on their bullpen. They got nasty stuff. They attack the strike zone. That was a nasty pitch. And again, you shouldn't hang your head if you're Brisky at all. But Mookie Betts, we talked about, it's special. That ball's down on zone. He's able to get extended, barrel it up to drive it out of the ballpark for a walk-off home run. Once again, man, Mookie Betts does incredible things on the baseball field. Oh, by the way, he's playing pretty good shortstop, too.
Yeah, not bad. Dodgers, another thrilling win here at Dodgers Stadium to improve to 4-0 in the season. The night ended with a walk-off by Mookie Betts. It started, though, with the 2024 World Series champions finally getting their rings. What an incredible ceremony it was, Jerry. The Dodgers, they always seem to do it right, and tonight they nailed it again with the ceremony and also with the rings that are gorgeous.
Oscar-worthy performance there, the ring ceremony. You see the blue carpet. Look at those gorgeous rings right there. made a solid gold, Gnomes. Outstanding ceremony.
You mentioned Oscar Worthy. There was no doubt about it. Anthony Anderson was unbelievable at the introduction, and then you had Randy Thomas coming in and giving it was truly special.
Really was a special night and a special finish as Mookie Betts hits a 3-run walk-off home run. All right, still more to come here from Dodgers Stadium. Roki Sasaki, the rookie phenom for the Dodgers, is going to make his Dodgers Stadium debut. But first, let's head inside. Yeah, there's Roki right there. We're going to preview his matchup and wrap up with some final thoughts when we come back. Boy, a long time ago on his 29th birthday, Nomar once hit 3 home runs in one game. Yes, on his birthday. Tonight was Will Smith's 30th birthday. It was El Bencho for him, but he came off the bench with a huge game-tying base hit in the bottom of the 10th inning, and right now he is inside the clubhouse talking with the media.
Well, just to come off the bench, obviously this game was a battle, but you've been locked in since Tokyo. How good did it feel just to kind of come in and also give some results to your team when it counted?
Yeah, just, I got 2 strikes. Need to move forward, found a hole. I was able to get the guy in a second, and then showed how to get in the third, and Mookie did the rest.
Yeah, when you look at just how you guys have been able to come back and win, obviously it's still very early in the season, but what does it say about a team like this and the fight that you guys already have?
Yeah, it's just, that's who we are. We're the Dodgers. We fight every night. That's just, that's our DNA, that's our organization, and it's just, what we're going to go out and do. We know it's not going to be easy. We have a lot of talent, but, it's still going to be a fight every single night.
I know you were watching from the sidelines tonight, but to see what Yoshinobu did out there, 10 strikeouts, what was working so well for him just from your viewpoint?
Yeah, his splitter, obviously. He had his 2-seamer going as well. They were struggling. They had the 2 homers. The solo shots don't kill you. So, whenever he had traffic, he was able to shut it down, give us 5 good innings.
And of course, the ring ceremony. How special was it just to have this ceremony today?
Yeah, that was awesome. It brings so many good memories back from last year. Excites us for this year.
Nice gift for your 30th birthday, huh?
Yes.
Happy birthday. You're welcome.
Pretty good present as well for your 30th birthday, getting a World Series championship ring. It sets up the Dodgers tomorrow, going for the sweep, Nomar, of the Detroit Tigers. Roki Sasaki making his Dodgers Stadium debut.
Yeah, he had a really good performance out there in Japan, coming out in this environment. I think Dodger fans are really excited to see him in person. Go out there, attack the zone, trust your stuff, and see if we can go for the sweep.
Fastball command early is the key for him tomorrow.
You guys have any fun the last couple nights? My goodness, what a way to start the 2025 season at Dodgers Stadium. John, Jerry, Nomar for Kirsten. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
メジャー翻訳速報。
ドジャースは4勝0敗と絶好調です。山本由伸の10奪三振。フラハチとの投手戦は見応え十分でした。ムーキー・ベッツは8回と10回にホームラン。16日間の体調不良を乗り越えての活躍でした。大谷翔平の機敏な走塁も勝利の鍵に。明日は佐々木朗希のドジャースタジアムデビュー。オレル・ハーシャイザーのユニフォーム配布デーも重なり、特別な一日になるはず。これからも最新情報を見逃さないよう、良ければチャンネル登録をお願いします。また明日お会いしましょう。